Okay, hello gentlemen. First of all, apologies for getting the video out a little bit later than I hoped. Just a little bit busy with work. First of all, well done on the win on Saturday. It was a very good, gritty win. They certainly came out to play. They certainly came out to win the game. They weren't going to roll over and let us tickle their bellies. So that was excellent. Our class showed through really. And obviously, I think there's still places that we can improve, and that's what we're aiming towards. We're aiming towards the finals now, and it's all about progress, progress, progress. But before we even think about that, I want to really highlight how good we were defensively. They got one try, and that was through a pick and go, and that's one area that we need to kind of develop and work on. But in general, our defense is superb. And if we look at this attack that they had midway through the first half, first of all, great pressure on the line out, just an unlucky bounce. But straight away, if we use that line out as a marker, we can start to see how good we are. So they come crashing through here, and instantly Josh put a bit of pressure on the ruck, but we're fanning out and hitting it. Now Goggins coming in as a great hit here, removes the first man out of the way, and then there we have an opportunity for a blitz that Cam manages to identify, and he hits it probably just a little bit too late, and the pressure's on, but the ball's gone. However, it does set the precedent. Obviously this gets into their head, so they need to protect the ball because we're going to be competing here. And we can see then, like, what are they doing? Like 5 guys into one ruck. All the profiles were terrible. It's like an orgy more than anything else. And there we are, organised again. Good spacing, off the line, and off we go. And again, continue to put pressure on that breakdown. Okay, again, another opportunity here to blitz because there's just one man, and he's just having a little, hand on. So it's just about identifying these things and putting pressure on that ruck. Now, they do get outside us twice. However, our hunger's there, our desire's there, and we're constantly putting pressure on them. Okay, again, a good counter ruck, forcing them into the ruck, and we're pressing again. Okay, and at this point now, they're past that gain line again, or they're past the original point of that line out. So this is a 10-phase attack that they go through, and we defend it absolutely fantastically well, because again, that consistent pressure in the breakdown, that constant organisation, chatting to each other and pushing off that line, that will, that want to defend our line, and we'll defend for each other. Again, they get out wide here again, but that's fine. We don't panic. We take care of it, and it's 10 phases, and our discipline's excellent. We can see Shagger going for it, gets rolled out of the way illegally. His hands are away, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. An unknown hooker, we don't know who it was. He's the one that manages to get the ball and wins it for us. And that's 10 phases of consistent pressure where ultimately they were going nowhere. Like, I think this guy over here is actually throwing up, So it just shows how hard they're working. It shows how hard we're making them work. And that's what it's all about. So that's really good stuff there, lads. And then if we look at our attack as well, we can look at how we can just simply move the ball and how we can improve, our attack just by moving the ball. So if we look at this attack here, this is one of our tries. Okay, a simple negative pass from Ewan into Bryn opens up the space massively. Now Bryn does excellent here. He does really, really well to manage to crash through, I think 2, 3, 4 tackles, but it's all coming because we put that that ball in the front foot, and it all just came from those little bits of movement and drawing and passing. Okay, and that's what we need to utilise more of. Against a team like Netties and stuff, that's the things we should be utilising. And again, we can see it in this example here, where Cam scores. Okay, let me just go back a little bit further. Okay, coming in, Shagger takes the ball, and this man's on Shagger, this man's on Shagger. No one's really expecting Cam to take this ball. It's this little simple, and then Cam's through as well. Okay, and that's when we look at our best, when we're putting movement on the ball and we have working parts. So this is one of our tries. I think this is the try that was scored, and it's a very, very good try. It's probably my pick of the bunch, to be honest. First of all, our lineup was excellent. Lovely and straight, right off there, and it's a clean ball straight into Davy. That's one thing we need to work on. We need to get that ball straight into Davy's hands. We don't want it bubbling around the floor. We don't want him catch behind himself. We want it straight into his hands so he can get that clear pass off to Junior. Great carry from the centre pod. Josh does slip over, however, he's back up on his feet, working hard for the boys, and that center pod secures the ball. And if you look at these guys here, okay, they're already identifying that center pod, or sorry, that next pod coming around the corner. There comes Goggins, comes the other boys, and you can see just before the last frame, they were looking at this pod coming round. But by that point, the damage is done. They're tight. Junior takes the ball. As simple as that, boys. Okay, and this all comes just from the correct movement and support lines, and that's all really good. However, these were quite few and far between. We could improve these things. Like defensively, we were great. I thought we were really, really strong. That 10 phase example is a really good example of how well we can defend. There were some individual misreads. There were some missed tackles on an individual basis, but as a collective, as a whole, it really is the backbone of what we're doing well at the moment. That's why we're top of the table. And attack-wise, we are grinding out wins. We are doing these things well. We are, when we move the ball, doing a good job. However, it's a case of, are we doing it enough? Are we making things harder for ourselves? And that's what we need to kind of iron out. We need to kind of think about our plans, think about what we're going to do. And we can see it here from the kickoff, okay, after our third or fourth try. Okay, we have our pod set up. We're probably in for a bomber or a cannon here. Okay, yeah, so they're all nice and contracted. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys, and we could do a bomb. Okay, or this, because we're so tight here, because they're so tight, this is where we could open up a duck. Okay, but I don't think our man of the match was expecting it all, and the ball goes forward. Okay, and we put ourselves under pressure. But these are the opportunities we need to identify when we have a contracted defense, when they think we're just going to carry it up. That's when we need to pull the trigger, okay? Pull the trigger and, have that pocket ready to put that ball out wide. And again, there's another example here about just becoming too blinkered about what's going on. And we can see it here from this idiot Finley, okay? Clear as day, Charles has got his arm up. Okay. Where's Charles again? There he is. Charles has got his arm up. Okay, Finley was just in there from the first carry, and he doesn't even look around him. He doesn't see anything, but he puts his hand up straight away. Okay, and again, they're quite contracted here. And what should have happened is Charles has put his hand up. He's called point. We should have built around him. Zach did that there. Finley didn't. And what we should have done is this would have been a prime opportunity for a goose. Okay, Charles is going to have it. Charles is goose it, and let's see if we can get this space out wide. Instead, carries into contact, and again, loads of forwards. Yeah, we're sucking them in and whatnot, making space out wide, but it's making it hard for ourselves, and that's definitely coming from myself and other situations. Okay, so overall, I think defensively our positives, we can't underestimate that. It's a good, solid defense. We're getting all the policies in place. We're managing the referee quite well, and he, again, he was reasonably poor. Attack wise, I still think we're doing okay, but we can do better, and that's what it's all about: pushing standards, pushing standards. Okay, we need to get rid of the unforced errors. I'm not going to pick on anyone individually with that there, but there were some examples of just hands, depth, and some decision making that was a little bit off. If we can get these things out of the way and work hard off the ball and talk to Junior, let Junior lead the ship, but also have a bit of ownership. It's like, right, we're going to do this now. We're going to be the axe or the hammer. We are going to be the point, and build off that there. That's what's going to make us a very comfortable winning championship team. And that's what we want. We don't want to make things hard for ourselves. So I think tomorrow we'll keep on building towards our structural play. I think we're also going to have a bit of a focus about getting that breakdown a little bit cleaner, so we can take more pressure off Davy, so we can get that ball away a little bit cleaner, and then a few other bits and bobs as well. But all in all, gentlemen, it's a solid effort. But again, we can't rest on our laurels. We need to keep on getting better. And I think on Thursday we'll have a protracted long team run where we can really start to hammer out some of these finer details and the options that we have in front of us. Okay? Nice one, lads.